So it's been a very rough week ever since Renee Good got murdered, because that's what happened. She got murdered. She wasn't just shot, she was murdered. And it's fucking crazy how like everyone can look at these videos, they can see all the evidence right in their face, and they still believe that this liberal white woman has like no record of being violent, of even necessarily being like a radical. Like, it's not like they found anything of her online that was just like, oh, this is how radical she is, outside of like moving out of America to like Canada and then like back to Minneapolis or something, like with Trump's victory. Like, that's it. They can still look at all that and just be like, oh yeah, she's a domestic terrorist that deserved to be shot in the face. It is mind-boggling how nobody has like any sort of like brain cells, any sort of like actual thought process, any sort of like individual thought in of itself. They just see whoever their like Republican God is, and they're just like, yeah, no, that's correct. That's correct. She was this random woman was definitely a domestic terrorist. And it's hard to really accept that anybody is doing it out of sincerity. Like, anyone has actually has this genuine belief that she is a terrorist, especially when you see these videos. Like, this one is the video of the officer that shot her, who was recording her. Now, this is a bit slowed down so that you can see that she was like, during this video, like, this is the actual one, this is the main one that came out not that long after, but this is a bit of a slowed down one to really point out that Renee Good was turning her steering wheel to prove that she wasn't trying to hit the officer like a lot of people were claiming. Like you can see in this video that she's turning her steering wheel right there, trying to move out. And even if you look a little bit at these last few seconds, you can see almost like he's getting closer, like he's trying to get in the way, despite the fact that like during this whole situation they were trying to get her to move her vehicle, and this is what she was doing. She was trying to move her vehicle because the ICE agents demanded her to. But yeah, here's like the video that got quote unquote leaked afterwards. And I honestly think, like, when you saw this video come out, it was getting signal boosted by a lot of right-wing accounts. I truly believe they did that to, despite what is shown in the video, just own this narrative of like, here's this other angle, and see, she did try to hit him, even though, like, again, if you look at it, if you look at the video, it's very clear that she's not trying to hit him. Like, that was her last words to him. That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
It's okay, we don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. You okay.
Like, even if they were there to be disruptive, that doesn't mean you get to shoot them in the face. Like, that's insane. And it's so very clear that he just got his feelings hurt. Like, again, even there, where the like camera moves, it's very clear that he's not, like, he is close to the vehicle, but not in the sense of like, oh, he's gonna get ran over by it. And even if that's the case, you don't shoot the fucking person in the face, especially when they're in a moving vehicle. Like, again, people like to say like, oh, fuck around, find out, when it comes to people being even a little disobedient towards people who should have more control over their actions. Like, if you're a law enforcement officer and you're getting so triggered by this random person who's just kind of disrupting what you're doing, then you shouldn't be a law enforcement officer. But a lot of people are just so fucking used to licking the boot clean. You know, they'll just slob on that boot that they don't see that. And here's the thing, they won't keep that same attitude if they were on the other side of it. Like, a lot of these people who, like, you know, lick the boot clean with these officers in this circumstance, when it comes to people they don't like, will turn around when they're getting, you know, pulled over for some reason because the officer had to hit a quota or something, and they will understand, like, yeah, dealing with law enforcement fucking sucks. And they'll, you know, talk back too, and they think they'll get away with it because, you know, they are of a certain complexion. But obviously with this, it shows that that doesn't matter. Like, with where America is now, even your skin complexion, regardless of what shade it is not gonna save you. Because if the person you're dealing with on the other end is just kind of having a bad day, they'll make it your problem. They'll make it your problem so much to the fact that you won't even have any more days to see. It's fucking insane. And like, here's the thing, even if she was trying to hit him, it's absolutely fucking insane that people think the right response to that is to shoot her in the fucking face. Because, okay, then you have a dead body behind a moving vehicle, someone who can't control it and stop it from hitting anybody else. Like, in that circumstance, regardless of what the woman's intentions was, that ICE officer is still a fucking dumbass. Like, that's something that even cops know. That even cops know you shouldn't be doing in that case, because what happens? You shoot her in the face, the car keeps moving and it hits someone else. That's on you. That's not on the person. They can't control the car anymore. They're dead. And I wonder what that would look like. Like, if that happened, if after he murdered her, the car kept moving and it hit someone else, would conservatives still be defending this the way that they did? I don't think the support would be that high, because, you couldn't make an argument out of that, like, oh, well, they would probably still make it the woman's fault and not the officer's problem, because, these people love to talk about taking responsibility but won't ever take it themselves. And after she got shot, after she died, it wasn't very clear right away what her status was. There was medical personnel who were coming to check on her. However, because of how the ICE officers set up their vehicles on the road, they weren't able to get to her in a timely manner and the time that they were supposed to. But while she was laying there, there was a doctor, a physician, who wanted to check on her to make sure she was good, but the ICE agents wouldn't let him.
Check a pulse.
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician.
I don't care.
Check a.
Yeah, this guy is literally like, I'm a physician, let me check on her. And they're like, no, because they're fucking idiots. Like, these fucking dumbasses. Like, literally every single video you will see of an ICE agent is them just doing the absolute dumbest shit possible. Especially when it comes to, like, raiding homes, because you'll always hear the person on the other end of the phone being like, where's your warrant? And they'll never have it. They will have an administrative warrant, but that is not applicable when it comes to entering someone's house. You need a judicial warrant signed by a judge. A administrative warrant is one that is just signed by like a ICE higher up, but it has no actual like legal weight into entering a lot of these people's homes. But this is, I've also like seen this pop up too, like while I was like pulling up these posts of this person deliberately fucking lying. This woman, Tara Serfonda, whatever, this dumbass, this is what she's gonna be called as, Tara Dumbass from now on, is claiming that Washington Post is lying about the ICE agent not being hit. Like, oh, the ICE agent wasn't in the way of the vehicle. Like, literally, you can see it right here. Not in the way of the vehicle. He just shot at her because he's a fucking loser. This dude, Jonathan Moss, fucking loser. Sorry, Jonathan Ross, I'm pretty sure. But this dumbass, Tara dumbass, fucking used another clip of, I guess, an ICE agent getting hit, and it's trying to act like it's the same one. Like, not even the same fucking car. Like, that is black. This car is fucking red. You can see it right here. You can even tell from like the lighting, like it's clearly two separate days. Even like with the video quality of this camera, very obvious it's not the same fucking video. And people fucking fell for this. Now this post doesn't have a lot of engagement, in all fairness. But like, still, the fact that like I haven't seen nobody on this post be like, hey, that's not even the same fucking video. Like, the amount of misinformation that is being spread from this is fucking insane. These fucking idiots. And this probably wouldn't have even happened if there wasn't a strong ICE presence in Minneapolis. And the only reason there is a strong presence of ICE in Minneapolis is because of this fucking dumbass right here. And I'm not just using dumbass as a just a way to vent out my anger. This guy is literally dumb. This interview with Nick Shirley from Channel 5 has been making the rounds on Twitter, on social media, because of how fucking dumb, like legitimately dumb, this guy sounded in it. Like, this guy, the fact that there's no way. There is no way like he goes about day by day without like adult supervision. That's how dumb he is. Like, this guy is so dumb, it wouldn't surprise me if he has somebody on his team who has to remind him to breathe. Because he just forgets sometimes. He's like, I don't know how to breathe. Like, literally, like, how do you function day by day being this dumb? Now, we're not going to watch all of this interview, but we will watch some of it. But getting back to my point about like why there was a strong presence of ICE in Minneapolis is because of Nick Shirley. And you probably already know because it was signal boosted by right-wing accounts on Twitter, of course. He went to Minneapolis to investigate a case of fraud that anybody with, an actual fucking brain could tell was just mindless nonsense of him just shouting fraud where it didn't really exist. When he went to like that daycare, the learning center or something, it was just like, why aren't the kids here? When he arrived at that daycare when they weren't like, but not even within their hours of like being open. And even then he went with like a bunch of random guys that don't have children at that daycare, and we're just like, we want to see the kids. No shit, they didn't fucking let you in. Like, Jesus Christ, like how fucking stupid is this guy? But you know, we'll see. Let's watch this interview. Again, we're not gonna watch all of it, mostly just because of time. I don't have a lot of time, but we're just gonna watch a bit of it.
Video
Mostly concerning the fraud case, whatever.
Expose of the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever by a creator, longer than 10 minutes than anybody other than the name of Mr. Beast. Altogether, it did around 500 million views.
Who do you think were the main people who signal boosted the video and brought it into that true viral orbit?
Elon Musk, who shared the video. JD Vance, he shared the video. You had the Attorney General. Well, she actually didn't share it. She reacted to the video a few days later. Literally, quite frankly, every account on X saw that video instantaneously. Health and Human Services.
Almost as if that was a fucking idea. Almost as, like, I don't think this guy did this video in like collaboration with anyone from the Trump administration. I think this guy is so dumb that he thinks he put out such a banger of a video, that he was such a brilliant journalist, that these people just had to recognize his work instead of what actually happened, which is these people saw him as a useful idiot to get their agenda across. They saw him make this dumbass fucking video and knew that their followers would fucking fall for it. So they just boosted it up. They were like, go watch this video, this guy's telling the truth, because it just helps them further push their agenda.
They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota, and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses that are not really businesses.
As far as that main center that you visited, Quality Learning, aka Quality Learning Center.
Yeah.
Was there ever any kids there in the first place?
No. So that daycare center, it's been operating fraudulently. It's actually had over 90 violations over the past few years. And the day that I went there at 11 a.m. Their operating hours are from 2 to 10 p.m., they're now saying, and that's actually not legal.
So you said you went there at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah, he went there at 11 o'clock when their operating hours are like 2 to 10 p.m. No fucking shit. Also, saying that that's not legal to be operating at that time, like, I might not know a lot of, like, is that? I bet it's not. I bet he's just fucking making shit up. Like, okay, bring some proof that that's illegal.
And their operating hours are between 2 and 10 p.m.?
Allegedly.
But if that is true, would it have made sense that you didn't see any kids there?
Yeah, it would have made sense if I didn't see children there. Either way, whether I was there when kids were supposed to be there or not, why are all the windows boarded up? Or why are all the windows blacked out? Why is there no phone number that leads to anywhere? These businesses are supposed to be operating to serve children. People should be able to check in their child there and their children into these daycares. It's literally impossible.
Did you see some of the footage released by CBS?
Like, what did that guy even fucking say right there? Just like mumbling and stumbling over his words. Like, this guy does this guy honestly come off even a little bit like someone who like has any sort of intelligence? Like, this is what I mean when people are calling this boy dumb. This guy sounds stupid. He does not sound like he has a functioning brain cell, and that he just got injected with like a bunch of talking points into his head. But even then, he's too fucking stupid to comprehend all of it. So he's just like, yeah, it's just the fraud. Just the fraud. Why are there no kids? Where's the kids? Why wouldn't these why wouldn't these people in charge of running a daycare let me see the children when I have no children there myself? Why won't they just let this random man look at their children?
Minnesota affiliate station that showed kids entering and exiting the facility?
Yeah, the one on the ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one received over $1 million. It's licensed for 40 children. CBS, I believe, they go in there the day after I had posted my video. Obviously, they're gonna have children there when they're getting all this heat.
Yeah, no shit. The news channels are probably gonna go there when there are actual kids there, because like, oh my god, like, it's so mind-boggling. Like, it's so hard to even argue against this because his claims already are so fucking stupid. They are mind-breakingly dumb. Like, I went there when there weren't any kids, and these news channels went there when there were actually supposed to be kids there. What's the deal with that? They must be fake children. And obviously, of course, there's gonna be a bunch of attention on this daycare when you had this massive video that was signal boosted by right-wing accounts. Like, these people are going to want to respond to all these, baseless claims that you are making. But this guy literally acts as if this was all some big conspiracy. Like, as soon as his video went up, all this press comes out about this daycare to, counteract what I said in my video. Like, the only part of this that is a conspiracy in any sort of the sense is the fact that your video got so signal boosted by literally the vice president, by little people within our administration who just so happen to have the same beliefs that you do and want these beliefs to be spread even further. Like, it's so fucking mind-numbingly dumb. And again, I don't think this guy is like working directly under like J.D. Vance or something. I think he's just such a useful idiot to these people.
2 o'clock to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of kids inside.
And same thing at that daycare. Why are all the windows blacked out? This is a daycare. Why can't a lady just give me a paper to enroll a child? This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children.
Well, I guess maybe. I'm just trying to think from all perspectives.
Wouldn't it be way worse if literally anybody could just open the door to a daycare and just waltz right in? Jesus fucking Christ. Also, like, here's the thing. Regardless of the quality of that daycare, like, that's something that I'm not going to dispute. Look, not every fucking like facility in America is going to be, ran like a perfectly oiled machine. A lot of those violations that he talked about earlier were probably for good reasons. Like, if you look at the area around it, they're probably not able to really afford necessarily a lot of like quality things. A lot of those windows might be boarded just because they can't afford to actually fix the window itself. Like, it's very obvious if you look at the area around it that is obviously not an area that's going to get a lot of funding regardless.
And help you clear up some misconceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure like if you're going with a camera and like 3 or 4 dudes, some of whom were
Exactly.
like larger security looking guys, some had face gaiters on, maybe there's a fear that there's like something weird going on, or it just seems unfamiliar and they feel like they don't want to let you in.
Yeah, they might feel that fear, but if they're operating legally, why would they have anything to fear? And
because they're just a bunch of random fucking dudes. Like, they're probably not scared because, oh, you're going to discover something about them. They're probably just scared because they don't know what you're going to do. Like, what if you just come in and start attacking everyone? Like, what if you are just like some dumbass prank YouTuber, which is not something that Nick Shirley wouldn't do. Because I believe this guy used to be, like, I want to see like his channel, like some of his older videos. I believe I've actually seen one of his videos before. I believe he did a video where he was like, it was like those street interviews, but he was like asking Harvard students, like trying to prove something. I don't know. Oh my God. He like hung out with Mike Malak. Like, this dude is like a failed vlogger. Like, that's what this guy is. He's a failed vlogger. 16-year-old flies to New York without telling parents. Sneaking into Jake Paul's wedding, not clickbait. Hanging out with Hey Big Mike. Like, this is what this guy was doing before realizing that he could probably just get a bunch more views just doing politics. Fake pizza delivery man prank on Eric. I'm trying to see what video I saw. Like, what was the video I was first introduced to him to? I'm pretty sure he like went to Harvard and just was like asking a bunch of dumbass questions to like the students there. Yeah, here, this is the one. Asking Harvard students who they are voting for in 2024. Like, I remember I did a reaction to that video and it was just like so fucking stupid because like he was just being bad at interviewing these people. Like, it was just so one note. He was just such a boring like host. Like, it wouldn't have changed anything if he was just on the other side of the camera and he just didn't show his face throughout the entire thing because he had nothing to really add. But yeah, this guy, of course, he's not going to put a lot of efforts into his videos. From the start of his career, all he's known is slop.
neighbors around it said they have not seen a child there for 8 years. And if you go on Google Maps right now, you can actually see the images of the daycare progress over the past few years. And starting in 2021, the door is boarded up from the image from Google Maps. So I think if you show that, it's actually pretty crazy to see. And then they moved the building and they cut open a door on the backside of the building as well, where they had a quality learning center. One man's been living there since 2017, hasn't seen a single child. And when I go and post my video on X, a lot of people were saying, well, Nick, you went during winter break. Well, actually, I went December 16th. School was still in session, so kids should still be going to daycare. The following day,
but you literally went during a time where there wouldn't be any kids. Again, this is why so many people are calling this guy stupid across social media, because like, what do you mean there should be kids there when you arrive at this place at a time that they're not even operating? Do you think the kids live there? Are you that stupid?
days after the video then goes viral and gets over 100 million views, they have a person come out and he says, no, we're open. I'm the manager, I'm the son of the owners, we're open. At that same time, simultaneously, the lady who's in charge, the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota, says the daycare closed a week ago.
Quality Learning Center, which Brown says permanently closed last week.
While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously.
So I film my video, daycare is allegedly open. Then, a few days later, the lady says that the daycare was closed, while that guy is outside telling people that the daycare is open.
I mean, it seems like that learning center has had a serious history of violations.
Quality Learning Center, yes.
Yeah, going back to 2020.
Yeah, it's literally not a daycare.
But how could they have violations related to childcare if there was no kids there?
Yeah, the way they're operating inside of there, they had the violations. Those people are not able, they were operating fraudulently inside that daycare.
But
He asked him, how could they have all these violations if there were no kids in there? You know, if this daycare is fraudulent, how do they have these violations in the first place if they aren't actually running as a daycare with kids inside them? And he's just like, yeah, that's where the fraud is. It's in there. The fraud in there in the place. Like, he said nothing. This guy cannot fucking. Oh my god, he's so stupid. Like, this video, I understand if it's not that entertaining because it's just me calling him dumb over and over again, but like, how can you blame me? This guy cannot actually like process a real thought. He can't actually like he's just so dumb. What did he say there that was even a little bit comprehensible? Like, let's go back. Let's just check it out a little bit.
Learning Center, yes.
Yeah, going back to 2020.
Yeah, it's literally not a daycare.
But how could they have violations related to childcare if there was no kids there?
Yeah, the way they're operating inside of there,
The way they're operating inside
the
there.
violations.
There's a
Those people
violation.
are not able, they were operating fraudulently inside that daycare.
They're operating
But fraud would
fraudulently.
mean there's
Oh god, I'm crying. Oh god. One more time.
Daycare.
But how could they have violations related to childcare if there was no kids there?
Yeah, the way they're operating inside of there, they had the violations. Those people are not able, they were operating fraudulently inside that daycare.
But fraud would mean there's
He got
no
fucking
kids.
blue
but the
screen, dude. He got blue screened. He was just like, the fraud. It's in the they're not acting like daycare. Fraud. Children. The children are frauds. Like, that's not even an answer to his question. Oh my god.
violations relate to like poor safety conditions that put the kids in danger.
And so why would they be operating, and why would Minnesota continue to be giving them millions of dollars if they're receiving all these violations?
That seems like a really valid question.
Yeah.
Why do you think Minnesota would be giving a daycare center with so many violations so much money?
Well, that same man at Quality Learning Center who was saying that they were open after the commissioner was on the live stream saying they were closed a week ago was also partying with the mayor of Minneapolis.
Is the manager of the infamous Learning Center in Minneapolis also one of the guys that was dancing in the back of Mayor Jacob Frey's election victory video, the one that went super viral where he thanks his constituents in Somali for re-electing him last month?
So you feel like there's kind of like some nonprofit industrial complex type of deal happening?
For sure.
And the agenda is just for people to leech off the government and get free stuff?
81% of the Somali population inside Minnesota is living off welfare. And 89% of the fraud being committed inside Minnesota is by the Somali population.
So what do you think the solution to something like that is?
Go freeze the funding. Each business can then prove if they are legit, and if they can't, cut the funding. And so far, no business has sent any information to the HHS showing that they're legit as of today. They've had 3 days to do it. They haven't been able to prove it. They haven't even tried to make the effort to show that they're a legit business.
First it was closed, then it was open, and now we've confirmed it's closed again. That's all after the owners recently rejected allegations of stealing taxpayer money.
Do you trust America and the government specifically to handle our taxpayer funds correctly and properly if they have access to more of them?
No, I don't think any of us should. I mean, just last year alone, over $120 billion were misplaced.
So you have a general distrust in the government?
No, I don't have a distrust necessarily in the government, but do I think we should trust the government 100%? No. It's kind of like having faith.
Do you trust the government? No. So you don't think we should put any trust in the government? No.
Like, do you want to have faith in that God's real? Yes. When we die, will we for certain know exactly where we're going? You kind of walk with faith in a way where you hope that the people
Oh my God, I forgot this guy's a Mormon. This explains so much. Oh yeah, yeah, this dude is literally a Mormon. This explains so fucking much. This is why we need to make homeschool illegal. No, like no more homeschooling. This is what it leads to, okay? This is what it leads to. These fucking dumbasses running around with cameras, acting like they know fucking anything when they don't. Like, I'm pretty sure this dude's mom even had to like drive him everywhere that he went. Like, I remember there was like a video where he encountered Walter Masterson and his mom was literally there as like his fucking handler.
You elect are going to work for your best interest. Do you know for certainty that the best thing is happening inside the country?
Do you know for certainty? That's definitely how you're supposed to say that. Do you know with certainty?
Single time you pay taxes, it's going to go to the place that needs it? No. But on that case, do I feel certain that I know where I'm going to go when I die because of my faith? Yes. But does that mean that it's going to actually happen? Who knows until we pass the other side. So, and then another thing is, we as Americans, how should we feel comfortable knowing that there are daycares receiving millions of dollars while some families are paying upwards of $70,000 a year for their children to be going to daycare?
Do you ever hear about the Amy Bach case?
The white lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Bach acknowledged the government has proven fraud among meal sites and vendors that she sponsored under Feeding Our Future, but that it was others, not her.
If you look at the probe that began in 2023, as far as like COVID era, scamming and different types of fraud, there's been over like 60 convictions and millions seized from the fraudsters who took the money away.
Yeah.
But you feel like the state hasn't done enough.
Well, Tim Watts has said they've been stopping to fight fraud since 2019, 2026, and they're still having millions of dollars being stolen, billions of dollars.
Breaking political news out of Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz, who of course was the Democratic nominee for vice president in 2024, has ended his re-election bid for governor. This comes as pressure has been growing around this widening welfare fraud scandal.
We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year.
I have quite literally saved America millions of dollars. That's why you saw the mainstream media attack me.
He's so humble. I saved America millions of dollars. That's why they're attacking. I saved them. I'm their savior and they're attacking me? No, you're just a fucking dipshit. Like, even if you like picked a target of someone of like a daycare that has had these violations and shit like that, the way that you operated throughout this entire thing, it's just like shows like no actual like fucking like, none of it is logical. None of it comes from hard-boiled facts, and we'll get to that later because, like, what led to him coming to Minneapolis and making that video is based off, like, the flimsiest shit imaginable. And again, the reason why we're covering this is because this guy is the one who is responsible for ICE having such a heavy presence in Minneapolis that led to the death of Renee Good. He, on some level, is responsible for that.
Instantaneously after I exposed $100 million in fraud. Why would they not go investigate the fraud? Why would they investigate the person who investigated the fraud?
Where does that $100 million figure come from specifically?
Yeah, so you had all the daycares. With the daycares alone, you had millions of dollars in fraud. And then inside of the home healthcare businesses, they were warehouse-style and industrialized buildings where you had 14 of the same healthcare companies all working within the building, and they could not even give you a rate. We know how expensive healthcare is, and they're giving these companies millions of dollars. And the man David, who's in my video, he's the one who has the statistics and has the numbers on how much these businesses were operating.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to this right here.
Even 14 home healthcare business daycares alone, you had millions of dollars in fraud. And then inside of the home healthcare businesses, they were warehouse-style and industrialized buildings where you had 14 of the same healthcare companies all working within.
So he's asking, like, why are there so many like healthcare businesses all operating in the same building together? Has this dude never heard of like a fucking mall or anything? Has he never heard of like, like a shopping center where there's a bunch of stores that literally all have the same premise of like, oh, there's an Old Navy, there's like an American Eagle. This isn't uncommon. It's not. Like a bunch of like businesses that are opposing one another because they sell the same stuff operating in one building. Like, there are malls out there that have like a Verizon store and an AT&T store and shit like that. Like, that's not uncommon. But I mean, you can't put it past this guy, you know? This guy, maybe he knows some stuff we don't know.
Building, and they could not even
we should be
give you a
thankful.
raise.
He saved America millions of dollars.
We know how expensive healthcare is, and they're giving these companies millions of dollars. And the man David, who's in my video, he's the one who has the statistics and has the numbers on how much these businesses were operating.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion.
How did you come into contact with David?
He just messaged me on Instagram, and he said, Nick, I have the information about the fraud taking place here inside Minnesota.
He just hit me up and it was like, yo, let's collab.
But I've been looking into it for years. I have somebody from inside the Capitol who has given me the numbers of CCAP funding. I've been trying for years to expose this fraud. Nobody will listen to me. Please give me a call.
Has he shown you that data?
Yeah, that's what's inside the video. When you see the video and the screenshots of the CCAP funding, that's all straight from the Capitol of Minnesota.
So who is David's source?
David's source, he has somebody inside the Capitol.
And you don't know
and
who it
that's
is?
public information as well.
It's public information, but I'm not telling you.
Who is it?
Who is the person's name?
Yeah.
The lady's name.
I know, it's just like fucking semantics, like little things, like nitpicky. Like, let's go back to hear that.
Public information as well.
Who is it?
Who is the person's name?
Yeah.
Who is the person's name? I know, it's nitpicky, but like, what the fuck? This guy can't even say a basic fucking sentence. A basic, like, he can't ask a basic fucking question. What is the person's name? Not who's, I can't stand it.
The lady's name, I did not work with her. However, the information that was provided, I can't tell you her name right now, but I could find it on X but she's also inside the government there inside Minnesota.
But you like fact checked all that and you looked it all up.
Yeah, David, all those numbers are straight from the Capitol.
So a couple days ago, Minnesota State Representative Lisa DeMuth said that her Republican caucus had been, quote, working with you ahead of your coverage. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I had no idea who she was.
Our caucus has been working to expose fraud for years, including working with Nick Shirley.
Minnesota House GOP leaders say they provided the YouTuber with information in the now viral video.
So you feel like she's just clout chasing?
Yeah, that's what I literally put in the reply in the tweet. Her campaign freaked out when I tweeted that.
This is completely false. I have no idea who this lady is. She has lied to make herself look good on her campaign. Shame on her. Then he literally had another reply to this that was just like, I hope she wins for governor. But also, like, okay, you claim that you have someone in the government who is working alongside you to like expose this fraud. But then you're also like, oh, this isn't the person though? So why aren't you saying who it is if it's public information? It seems like they were working with her. He's just such an idiot though that he doesn't want to, like, I don't, like, I can't even comprehend how stupid this guy is. Because, like, okay, he says there's someone within the government who provided all this information. That person then comes out and was like, hey, that was me. And he's just like, no. But also won't say who it is. Even though, again, it's public information. So why aren't you saying who it is? It's because you don't want to seem like you're working for a party. Like, you don't want to make this seem like it's a political agenda that you're pushing. Because everyone can tell that it is. Nobody's falling for this outside of, you know, people who want to fall for it.
That's the lady who I was referring to earlier in this interview. So her staff was the people that David had received the information from because David reached out and she works inside the government. So she did actually a good job by doing what she's supposed to do by serving the people and giving that information.
Yeah, it says that Harry...
Wait, so he just admitted that she gave the information.
I was referring to earlier in this interview. So her staff was the people that David had received the information from because David reached out and she works inside the government. So she did actually a good job by...
What?
So what I literally put in the reply in the tweet. Her campaign freaked out when I tweeted that. That's the lady who I was referring to earlier in this interview. So her staff was the people that David had received the information from because David reached out and she works so freaked out when I tweeted that. That's the lady who I was referring to earlier in this interview. So her...
He's so dumb! That's not the lady I was working with, but also she is the woman that I referred to earlier as being the woman that I worked with. What the fuck? How can you be this stupid? That's why I had to go back so many times just with like within these few seconds, because I was trying to make out what he was saying, because like he's so dumb. You can't even comprehend how dumb he is, because he literally just fucking He literally goes against his own statement within like a second. Like he switches up so quick. He's like, I wasn't working with her to I was working with her. Like even if it was just her staff that they were in collaboration with, that she's not wrong in saying that she helped then. If the information came like I hate this. I hate this so much. I think we're just gonna leave it off here, at least when it comes to this interview. There is one more thing I want to react to, but it's just so that we can really, drill in how stupid this guy is. How we can really, showcase another bit of this guy's stupidity. So apparently this guy, Nick Shirley, lost respect for Andrew because apparently these two have known each other for some time now. But he lost respect for Andrew for not speaking on the death of Charlie Kirk, even though he did.
Anything about the death of Charlie Kirk as well, I thought that was pretty messed up. In a way, he's somebody just like me and you who was making videos, putting it on the internet, and then people literally killed him. I thought that was kind of messed up of you to not publicly denounce what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I did.
I never saw anything on Instagram.
What am I supposed to say?
You never shared anything.
I interviewed the guy who was debating him while it happened. And I mentioned a bunch of times that it was horrible and it represented like one of the worst pivots in American politics ever.
And I didn't even watch the interview because I didn't want to watch that.
I didn't see anything of you denouncing it, but even when you were, I didn't want to watch that.
Well, you should watch it.
I don't want to.
Why? It's historically relevant.
It is historically relevant. I did lose respect for you when it felt like you went silent.
Well, it felt like you went silent because I didn't watch the video in which you denounced it. Because I chose not to listen to you. Oh my fucking god. This guy is so fucking dumb. Like at least with when watching like Ben Shapiro or like Candace Owens and even Tim Pool. There's at least points where I can where somebody can jump in and actually show proof. Even with those guys, at least with Ben Shapiro, when they are spouting their propaganda, they're kind of doing it through this intellectual point of view where even if the stuff that you're saying is wrong, you can kind of understand why people would fall for it because, they use big words, they try to come off as intellectuals. But we have gotten so past that at this point where people like Asmongold, where people like this dumbass seem appealing to the average person, even though they are such obvious morons. This guy makes Asmongold look like a fucking savant.
Oh, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
Just fucking dumb. Oh my god. But yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy responsible in some part to why Renee Good got murdered. Because without that video, ICE presence in Minneapolis would not have gotten as big as it did. And without that ICE presence, Renee Good probably wouldn't have been killed. So that's how we got here. We are allowing our nation, our country, to be fucking demolished, torn apart inside out because of these fucking idiots. Because we allow these idiots to have any sort of credibility because we decide to give them, a voice. We decide to platform. And, people will point out that that's kind of what I'm doing right here. But it's this guy has already blown up. He's already been platformed to the extreme. He was literally endorsed. This fucking dipshit was literally signal boosted by the fucking vice president. So there's nothing I'm going to do that's going to boost this guy up even higher. But this is where we are. We're at the point where our vice president is getting roasted daily by Connor Eats Pants, by the Fortnite Friday guy, and where our vice president is just a dumbass fucking podcast redditor. He's just chronically online. To the point where he signal boosts this fucking dumbass who made a half-ass attempt of a right-wing propaganda video where he was just harassing daycares, where he was just harassing Somalis. And that's what led to the ICE presence in Minneapolis, because they're going after the Somalis. They're going after the Somali fraud. Even though, why would ICE be there when most Somalis, especially just in America as a whole, but especially in Minneapolis, are a majority U.S. citizens? Just fucking so stupid. It's just, oh my god. And hopefully, people will wake up. I do think a fair amount of people, when you get away from Twitter or Facebook and shit like that, for the most part, people realize what's going on. They realize how bad the situation is. But it is incredibly disheartening when you see people just outright spread lies about this whole thing and cheer on the violence. But this is where I'm going to leave it here. So yeah, fuck this dumbass, and I'll see you all next time.